And welcome back. Redfin reported on Friday that a drop of new listings is fueling competition amongst homebuyers in some markets. In fact, new listings fell by 23% year over year, which is the biggest decrease since the onset of COVID. This decline of new listings is causing some areas to have bidding wars as homebuyers compete for a small pool of houses for sale. This is based on a brand new report from Redfin, and in today's video, I'm going to share all the details. So of course, I have a lot to share, and thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I appreciate you. So this video is based on a national data, what we're seeing right now at a national level, but very briefly here, I want to touch on what's happening right now in the greater Sacramento area to kind of give you guys some context regarding what's happening right now in the housing market, because probably what we're seeing here in Sacramento is probably not unlike other areas. We're seeing a decrease of new listings, a decrease of contracts being signed, yet for the houses that are priced right, in other words, home sellers who have priced their houses more in line with current marketing conditions, given the fact where a housing market has slowed down big time compared to a year ago. So here's a snapshot in Sacramento County, which is a large area of around 1 million people. So over the last 7 days, there's about 355 houses for sale. These are single-family houses in Sacramento County. Look at this though. Price reductions, 110 out of the 355 houses for sale. So approximately the share of price drops is around 30%, give or take here. Here's what's really interesting as well though, because back on the market, this is a 75. So out of the 355 active listings, 75 of those had a buyer in which they backed out and they decided not to buy that house. So 75 were back on the market. So take a look at this, because this is one more thing I want to share with you guys, which is right here. I want to share with you guys the number of pending home sales we have and how many offers were received for those houses. So click on pendings. I'm only going to look at Sacramento County, which is right here. I'm also only going to look at 3-bedroom and 2-bath minimum. So Sac County, for all pending home sales, right now there's 911 contracts signed right now. So this is what I want to share with you guys, which is right here. So in my marketplace, it's a really good tool here we have, because they have this field here. When you're a real estate agent, you list a house for sale. In other words, you represent the seller. After the seller accepts an offer from a home buyer, you mark whether there was multiple offers received or not, yes or no. If there were multiple offers received, you mark how many offers were received. So I actually can sort this right here by the highest number of offers received. And look at this. The highest number of offers received out of all the pending home sales in Sac County was 60 offers, which is absolutely insane. Number 2 spot, 28 offers. Look how many houses received more than 15 offers, going down right here. So every single one of these houses received at least 15 offers, with many of them receiving over 20 offers. And one of these right here has 60 offers on one single house, which is absolutely insane. So I just kind of want to bring that to your attention, because we have this narrative right now where our housing market is slowing down, which is entirely true. The market we have right now is not nearly as crazy as it was in the first half of 2022 or for the entire year of 2021. However, though, the houses that are priced right and also are in the more affordable range, in general, are getting multiple offers here in Sacramento County. I also did some more digging for you guys, though, because we can't just extrapolate the fact that there was, 10 houses that received more than 20 offers and say that our housing market's absolutely crazy, right? So I actually exported this to Excel file. You guys all know I love Excel. So looking at the average number of offers received for all price points in Sacramento County for all pending home sales right now, on average, home sellers received 3 offers per property. So my personal opinion, what we're seeing right now is an uptick in our housing market, which is seasonal. We're seeing a seasonal uptick in our housing market, but not nearly as crazy as 2021 or 2022. If I recall, in Sacramento County, on average, the number of offers received at this time last year was probably double that. Approximately 6 offers received per property, whereas this year it's 3. All right, let's get back to Redfin's report here regarding on a national level what we're seeing right now. But please leave me a comment below if you guys want to see some additional analysis regarding the number of offers received in my neck of the woods, which of course is the greater Sacramento area. So Redfin goes on to say here regarding inventory levels. They say the total number of houses for sale, in other words, housing inventory, has steadily decreased over the last month, going against the typical spring inventory bump. So in general, every spring we tend to see an increase of new listings and of course an increase of housing inventory. But this year, entirely different. That's because buyers are draining the supply of houses for sale faster than sellers are filling the sink of new listings. So think of inventory as a bathtub. In order to increase the water level or the amount of houses for sale, you actually have to add water, right? You have to add new listings into the bucket there or into the tub there. And obviously a decrease of houses for sale is also draining the water out of the bathtub, which is a form of contracts being signed or houses selling, right? So decreasing housing inventory. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now because new listings are not increasing at the same rate of pending home sales. And that's exactly what Redfin's saying right here because buyers are draining the supply of houses for sale faster than sellers are filling the sink with new listings. Now, regarding housing inventory, one website I really like is altusresearch.com. Really good analysis regarding inventory levels, price reductions, and of course, much, much more. This is not a paid promotion by any means. I just like their website. So inventory levels, according to them, for the 7 days ended April 28th, just about 1 week ago, was 422,000 houses for sale in the US, which is also much greater than 1 year ago when we had 287,000. And back in 2021, we had 307,000 versus the 422,000 we have this year. So we have far more houses for sale compared to 2022 and 2021. But historically speaking, looking back at pre-COVID levels, back in May 3rd of 2019, we had 886,000 houses for sale. Now we only have 422,000. So this means, of course, we have approximately 52% fewer listings compared to 2019's levels at this time, even though we have far more houses for sale compared to the past couple of years. All right, let's move on and talk about home prices according to Redfin here, because according to them, for the 400 plus US metros they track, for the 4 weeks ended April 30th this year, the median sold price was $369,000, down 2.7% from 1 year ago. This is the 10th straight 4-week period of decreases, asterisks, on a year-over-year basis here. So home prices have been increasing ever since February, as I've been talking about on the channel for quite some time. But on a year-over-year basis, they have decreased for 10 consecutive weeks. So look at this. This is home prices, or just say the median sold price in the US, which again right now is approximately $369,000, down approximately 3% compared to a year ago, when the median sold price was approximately $379,000. So this is something that I've been talking about on the channel for quite some time because we have elevated rates right now. We also have an environment where prices have been increasing ever since February this year, despite the fact they're down compared to 1 year ago. In fact, when looking at prices compared to mid-February, the median sold price was $343,000. Now it has increased to $369,000. And by my dumb math, that's an increase of 7.6% since February this year. I mentioned this over and over again, so please comment below if you guys want me to stop talking about this. But we're seeing these reports here talking about how prices are down and they're decreasing, but that's only on a year-over-year basis because prices have been increasing ever since the beginning of this year so far here. Also, what's interesting about this as well is that prices have been increasing by 7.6% ever since February, which is pretty astonishing given the fact that rates have been at or above 6% ever since September last year, which is absolutely insane. One thing I do want to mention, I'll get off my soapbox regarding home price changes though, is that it's entirely normal to see an uptick in home prices each and every year starting in February and March. That's our seasonal uptick in our housing market. So in fact, when I actually add 2020, you can see this as well. So starting around February each year, we see an uptick in home prices each and every year. Obviously, back in 2022, home prices were absolutely skyrocketing until we hit May and June last year. Whereas this year, they're still going up, but not the same rate we saw in the early spring months this year. And one more thing I do want to add is that, yes, it's nice to see that prices are down compared to 2022. However, though, when we compare levels back in 2020 this time, the median sold price was $274,000. This means prices are still up by 35% compared to the same time frame in 2020. Redfin also reported that prices are down year over year in 32 of the 50 most populous metros. So approximately 65% of the 50 most populous metros have home sold prices down compared to 1 year ago. That was a mouthful. The biggest decrease was actually in Oakland, California, a decrease of 15.6% compared to the same time frame of 2022. Austin, Texas, down by 15.2%. San Francisco, down by 13.1%. Anaheim, California, in the Los Angeles area, down by 10.2%. And Sacramento, California, down by 9.6%. In contrast, approximately 36% of the 50 most populous US metros have now posted an increase in prices year over year. Leading the nation was this right here, a gain of 10.6% in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Also, Miami, Florida, as well as Milwaukee, saw a gain of 7.8% year over year. Cincinnati, Ohio, saw a gain of 7.6%. And Newark, New Jersey saw a gain of 6.4%. Meanwhile, because home sold prices have been increasing for the past 2 months or so, and also we're seeing elevated levels regarding rates right now, we're very close to all-time record highs regarding for the average monthly housing payment for would-be homebuyers. That's $2,555 per month at the current 6.39% rate based on the weekly average according to Freddie Mac, which, by the way, according to the Mortgage News Daily as of today, which is May 5th, happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Well, you guys may be watching this on May 6th or 7th, but hope you guys had a good Cinco de Mayo. Anyways, average rates today, which again is May 5th, is at 6.50%, a slight increase of 5 basis points compared to Thursday, and also only an increase of 0.88% compared to 1 year ago. And again, these are average rates for people with exceptional credit according to the Mortgage News Daily. But according to Freddie Mac, which was just posted on May 4th, the weekly average was 6.39% for an average 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Meanwhile, pending home sales decreased by 16.8% year over year, but they also rose by 3% on a month-over-month basis, which is typical for this time of the year. A seasonal uptick in our housing market, even though they're down greatly compared to the past several years here. So pendings down by 16.8%, approximately 88,350 contracts signed over the past 4 weeks. Back in 2022, this time, there was 106,000. And back in 2021, there was 115,000. So even though contracts signed have been increasing ever since January and February this year, they're still well below 2022 and of course 2021. In addition to that, pending home sales decreased in every single one of the 50 most populous metros that Redfin analyzed here. They actually decreased the most, down 35.5% in Seattle, Washington compared to 12 months ago. San Francisco saw a decrease of 33%, also a decrease of 33% in Oakland and Portland, Oregon as well. New York fell by 31% year over year. Also, a common trend we've been seeing here is a decrease of pendings as well as new listings as well. So regarding pendings, every single metro recorded a decrease of the 50 metros they tracked here, but also new listings also fell in each of those 50 metros as well. They actually decreased by 41.7% in San Diego, Seattle saw a decrease of new listings by 41.6% year over year. Oakland fell by 39%. Sacramento fell by 38.8%. And Riverside, California saw a decrease of new listings down by 38.7%. But overall, for the 400 plus metros they track, new listings fell by 22.9% year over year, the second biggest decrease since May 2020. And the biggest decrease was actually during the 4 weeks ended April 9th, which included the Easter holiday. However, just like pending home sales, even though we're down greatly compared to 1 year ago, they still rose by 9.2% on a month-over-month basis, which is a seasonal uptick in our housing market. And here's a chart showing just that. Here's 2023. The orange bar or orange line is 2021, and the black line is 2022. So new listings decreased by nearly 23% year over year. Look at this though, because there was 85,000 new listings during that 4-week period, which is more or less April. Going back in 2022, as well as 2021 this time, there was around 114,000. This means this year we're missing approximately 29,000 new listings in the US over the past 4 weeks. And that, my friends, is one of the main reasons why we have this lack of housing affordability in the US right now due to elevated rates. And of course, because we're not seeing this seasonal uptick in the number of houses for sale like we normally do. Going back to the report here, Redfin reported for the past 4 weeks, the month supply in the United States is at 2.7 months. In order to have a balanced real estate market, we need this number to be in the range of 4 to approximately 5 months in general. So right now at 2.7 months, this is very, very low. It also has been coming down ever since February. So for example, in February, the month supply was 4.5 months, which was equal to 2020's levels. But ever since then has been coming down. Now we're at 2.7 months. It is still much higher compared to 2021 when the month supply was at 2 months, and also lower than 2022 when the month supply was around 1.9 months. All right, let's talk about how fast or how slow houses are selling right now. So the median days in the market is at 33 days. This means it's taking approximately 2 weeks longer to sell a house compared to the same time frame of 2022. Days in the market at 33 days. During this time back in 2022, days in the market was only 20 days. Let's also have a look at the average sale price to final list price ratio, because that ratio right now is 99%, meaning on average, houses are selling for about 1% less than their final asking price. Now, this has been going up, which is a seasonal trend we typically see each and every year, but we're still well below 2021, when this time houses were selling for about 1% over. And back in 2022 at this time, the ratio was approximately 103%, meaning 1 year ago, houses on average were selling for exactly 2.5% over the seller's asking price. Now they're selling for about 1% below on average. And with that said, please comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, check out that link below if you guys want a real estate agent referral. Hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.